Hello group, welcome to Extra Rock Corner. I'm your host, Richard May. Today, Alcatrazz. Remember Alcatrazz? Sure you do. All night long in Japan, 2019, the complete concert. I should say complete concerts. Also explain in a second. Nice set. But I gotta warn you, it's not so much an Alcatrazz live set as a Graham Bonnet career retrospective. Yeah, it's still kind of the Graham Bonnet band, but named it Alcatrazz. Because they start the show with Alcatrazz, the debut record, minus one instrumental. That was Yngwie Malmsteen. Remember Yngwie Malmsteen when he was relevant? This is where we learned about Yngwie, right here. It's a great record. In my book, the only great record Yngwie Malmsteen ever did. Maybe the one with Joe Lynn Turner later Odyssey in his solo career. But this is it. This launched Yngwie Malmsteen, and good for him. It is a damn good record. You get this record live with 3/5 of Alcatrazz. Graham Bonnet, singer, basically what this live concerts is about. Jimmy Waldo, keyboard player. Gary Shea, the original bass player. The guitar player, Joe Stump. Some of you may know, you shredders should know who Joe Stump is. Students of guitar perhaps should know who Joe Stump is. Apparently since 1993, the last 32 years, Joe Stump is professor. The internet wouldn't lie to me, right? A professor of shred guitar at the Berkeley, not to say Berkeley, I think that's different. Berkeley, California, different. This is Berkeley. No Y's involved. School of Music. So they had to get a professor of shred rock to do Yngwie's parts. And after they did that record, the next night, you got Rainbow Down to Earth. This classic record that, of course, Graham Bonnet was a singer for. So they had to get a professor to do Ritchie Blackmore and Yngwie. Good job, Prof. You did good. And then they did a bunch of songs that have a relationship with Graham Bonnet, not Alcatrazz. Mind you, I'm talking about this collection found on YouTube. Okay, so you can listen to it for yourself. I'm just saying, this is not an Alcatrazz set. Other than the first record, No Parole for Rock and Roll, did they have anything from the record with Steve Vai? Steve Vai has some credibility in guitar circles. But the record he did with Alcatrazz is not represented in this set. Maybe it didn't fit. Singing, Stripper and Wire Wood may not fit in with the other songs on this set. What was it called? Disturbing the Peace, the album with Steve Vai, had Zappa elements of lyrics. And of course, some Zappa-esque guitar parts, which I love. I love Disturbing the Peace. But you get no Disturbing the Peace on this set. Nor do you get anything from Dangerous Games, the third studio record from Alcatrazz, Dangerous Games with Danny Johnson, who went on to be a hired gun guitar player for other people, but does not enjoy the profile of Yngwie and Steve Vai. But he's been employed. So, so it's a really nice start to the set. You get all of this, and then immediately you get this. Is that a nice sit down for an hour and a half to listen to No Parole for Rock and Roll and then Down to Earth? I think so. That's a nice hour and a half spent. The guys do a good job of reproducing the music they did in Alcatrazz. Of course, Graham's the only one from Rainbow. The other guys in Alcatrazz, no direct relationship to Rainbow Tea Purple family. No, their relationship to Tea Purple family tree is Alcatrazz itself, and that's it. So, but yeah, Down to Earth, hell of a record. Just the only thing that I have to say, well, the thing is, it's not the same concert. They did two concerts one night. They did the Alcatrazz. The next night they did the Rainbow. And then they did other songs, when they finished the album of the night. They did not do both records at the same night. We're getting it in the same set. But live, that isn't what happened. So, like I said, it's complete concerts that we're getting edited together. It's not, Graham wasn't going on for 2.5 hours. And this is 2.5 hours of music, and it's a pretty cool 2.5 hours, well, almost 2 hours, 21 minutes of music. So, and recorded in Tokyo on their 2019. This is when Alcatrazz officially came back together with the three main members of Alcatrazz. Those were the founding members of Alcatrazz. Graham Bonnet with Gary Shea on bass and Jimmy Waldo on keyboards. I guess the Yngwie was a full-fledged member, and of course he didn't stick around anyway. And the drummer, wasn't a full member, at least according to what I read on Wikipedia. So, the only shortcoming of this performance, and it's up to you if it bothers you or not, as much as maybe it did me. Graham is very comfortable with a microphone in his hand. He does not necessarily shut up when his verse is done. He has a running commentary when other players are doing, especially Professor Stump is doing his part, or Jimmy Waldo. The singer's obliged to shut up. Shut the hell up. Graham Bonnet didn't learn to do that under Blackmore. Blackmore wouldn't put up with that. Blackmore's famous for slugging. And I mean punching. Graham Bonnet's successor in Rainbow, Joe Turner. Joe Turner was doing horseplay, doing Richie's solo. And Richie didn't care for it, so Richie kind of sauntered over doing the solo, casually, whack, and went back to the spotlight to communicate subtly to Joe Turner to stop that. That's not encouraged in the workplace, boys and girls. You cannot hit your co-workers, even in rock and roll. Okay? But I'm just reporting it's wrong. You can perceive it as funny if you want to, but it's wrong. Right? Sure it is. Don't slug your singer, guitar players. Do not hit your singer. At least during the show. At least have that much class. Not during the show. So, so we get a reconstituted Alcatrazz in 2019. Did a studio record the next year. And then they break up again. Yeah, Waldo and Shea have Alcatrazz of their own. And Graham Bonnet has. And Graham Bonnet's Alcatrazz. Oh well. I'm not their managers. And some of you eagle-eyed people may know this was a record store day record. But now it's available more readily. So, just what I'm saying is that, Graham is just doing it asides in between verses. And, you see, actually, Love's No Friend is a really nice song. Nice rainbow song from Down to Earth. And he's cursing. He's adding cursing to the lyrics. And it's appropriate. After all, the song's Love's No Friend. But I don't know. Didn't jive with me. Maybe it'll jive with you. It's okay. I'm just telling you, that might be the thing that, and does he hit the note every time? Largely he does. Graham hits the notes. I couldn't tell you if Joe Stump hits the notes all the time or Jimmy Waldo hits the notes all the time. They do a good job. It's a good reproduction of these songs. It's a damn good performance. I would have been thrilled to be there in person. It's a good set. Now to go back to what I was saying before about this being a Graham Bonnet retrospective. No other Alcatrazz songs played that night other than the debut record. Well, you get some good stuff here. You get and this predates him forming Alcatrazz, the Michael Schechter Group, a Soul Attack record. Like it? Yes, you do. You get Desert Song, Rock You to the Ground. I kept that for my YouTube faves. And of course, they did a Soul Attack, as well they should. So 3 songs from a Soul Attack. They did Night Games from Graham Bonnet's solo record just after the Rainbow record came out. This is a nice pop record. It's a pop record, mind you. Yet, friends from the Deep Purple family musicians, including Red Snake and Cozy Powell and John Lord, coming in to help out, along with some people from Status Quo. So, nice little collection there. Night Games, which was the hit single from that album. Now, this was just kind of wrong, but this is what tells you this is a Graham Bonnet retrospective. Impeditelli, Stand in Line. This is after Alcatrazz broke up. The only person involved in Alcatrazz and Impeditelli, Graham Bonnet. All right. You get 4 songs from and it's a good record. I forgot how good of a record it is. It's been a while since I listened to Impeditelli. Stand in Line, the title track. Tonight I Fly. I really love Tonight I Fly. I forgot how much I love that song. I just listened to it and went, where is that from? Impeditelli. And Graham hits those notes in Tonight I Fly. He hits those notes. Damn good job. Also, Good Night and Goodbye. Of course, the last song of the set, appropriately. So is that 3 or 4 of those? Whatever I said. So, yeah, 4 from Impeditelli. And that's not the only post-Alcatrazz song in the set. I didn't even know this thing existed. Blackthorn. You know, this is a shutdown pandemic find. This exists? Give me that. The song is We Won't Be Forgotten. Jimmy Waldo, the keyboard player from Alcatrazz, is also in this band. And some other, Bob Kulick from the Kiss family and other notable players. Nice supergroup. So you got a Blackthorn song. And then the other 2 songs on this set are 2016 and 2018 Graham Bonnet Band songs. Excuse me. Long Island Tea from 2018 and Into the Night from 2016. And Jimmy Waldo was in the Graham Bonnet Band at that time. So that's what you get. It's Graham Bonnet. You better love Graham Bonnet in his career. You're going to get a lot out of it. And it's a really good set. Darn shame they broke up again. But don't throw it down unless you're done, Mr. Man. And, you know, and how can you have nothing from the Steve Vai records? Don't want to imply the professor couldn't play any Steve Vai, can I? No, the professor could. He's a professor. Professor shred guitar. Now, I'm sure it's pretty advanced to play Zappa Disciples. It's sort of the Blackmore school of guitar. But I'm sure Professor Stump could have done it. Hell yeah. I have faith in you, Joe. Professor Joe, you could have done it. You could have nailed all of those Steve Vai stuff. Yeah, you could. It would have been great if they gave you the chance. So, check out for yourself on YouTube. I liked it. You might get fetching about the, remarks or even laughter when he's supposed to be singing. Just gives this an authentic ring of being a true live record instead of a redone live record, as sometimes live records are, touched up in the studio. This is authentic. Now, of course, it's produced by Jimmy Waldo, so I don't think Graham was available to touch up anything, anyways. So, fun record. And if you love Graham Bonnet like I do, there's a lot of cool songs in there, and he just left out, what's the name of the band again? Force Field. Come on, Graham, you could have done a Force Field number, you did. Oh well. So, that's where we're at. You like this video? Give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell. Listen. Go on YouTube and listen. Sample. Listen to the whole thing. At least sample some of your favorite songs from Alcatrazz and Graham Bonnet's career, various stages, and come back. Tell us if Professor Joe Stump earned his doctorate of shred guitar. Does he represent his education level as he should? Let us know. And for the latest in action rock, garage rock, and classic and legacy bands, come back here to Action Rock Corner, and we'll have it for you. Have fun with your music. I found this fun. Lord knows Graham was having fun. We heard that. And fresh music is as important as fresh food. So, till next time, thank you for watching. Have fun.